My name is Rudolph Penner, and I do some artwork. I do oil painting, acrylic, watercolor, and ink and stuff like that. I've collected a few of my pictures here. Place is getting too full of pictures, I guess. Art is a distraction from everyday life, and I think that's an important distraction because people get really serious about life and being serious about work. With real estate prices so high, whatever they do has to ensure that they can pay high rents and pay high mortgages. So it's a good release for people that might want to just take a break from all that. And I live in a co-op. When I was given this studio here, I was horrified that it was in the downtown east side. And it took me at least 3 years to get used to living in this neighborhood. The general public tends to be afraid of this area, but the locals definitely feel that they have repertoire with each other and that it is a community. I grew up very shy. I think my outgoing nature was driven out of me by my family, and I've always tried to overcome that somehow later in life. So it's taken a long time to get to the place where I can interact with people on a comfortable level. And art helped, and so did reading and writing. So that's why I'm happy about some of these programs we had, like the Downtown East Side Small Arts Grant with the Vancouver Foundation, and they give you a small amount of money to produce art. For many artists, it's enough to do a small project, and in the end, they like you to show that art somewhere. Right now, we have something at the Gallery Gachet, and they've been good about supporting local artists. Developing your own voice for something you want to say that you thought was important is self-healing. As a person can start to self-heal through expression. I have an inspirational place down here in the downtown east side. Dr. Sun Yat-sen Classical Chinese Garden. You can let your mind wander and you can just relax as long as there's not a tour going on at the time. And I used to do a bit of watercolor painting in there, and I just find it very interesting. Every month there is a different type of feeling in the garden. One month it'll be like jasmine flowers. One month there'll be like a turtle resting on a rock, and there's lotus blossoms there, real lotus blossoms. So if you're into magic, I find lotus blossoms quite magical, because I did not expect to see them in Vancouver.
My name is Vanessa Walterson, and I do contemporary cedar hats. I call myself Canadian Cree, Métis Cree. Coffee. I just need my 2 cups of coffee in the morning. Start my day off right. I'm a cook. I wanted to become a chef or a sous chef, so I went to culinary school. I just love cooking. I think that's why I balance my life with cooking in the wintertime and then the art for the other 2 seasons, because when I'm cooking, I'm around people, I'm around the restaurant, I'm around cooks and servers every day, and then I just get kind of like, okay, I'm going back to my art world. So then I have a good balance, if you think about it. These 2 contrasting lifestyles that I have keeps me well connected and also well focused. The artist life can be lonely if you're kind of having your moment where you need to just close the doors for like 2 weeks and produce 3 hats like I have done. It does make you think how to make provisions, because you can't just go to Dress Sew and buy more more supplies. You have to think about that season ahead of time. That was the main push this springtime, was to harvest enough cedar for the whole year. And it was a really great workout. You're looking for something that doesn't have many knots or branches sticking out of it, just one good clean strip. And those are usually the tall, skinny trees. When I'm harvesting cedar from the tree, it has this wonderful smell to it. And then as it's drying in my place, my whole place smells like cedar. I researched the history of hats. I researched Stetson hats, cowboy hats. Back in the 30s, every man wore a hat. Didn't matter what socioeconomic status that he came from. I had to study the history of fedora hats. It was originally a woman's hat until, the gangsters started wearing them. And when people see you wearing a hat, they think of you differently. And when you wear a hat, you carry yourself differently. And the kind of hat that you're gonna wear says a lot about you. I'm inspired by Coco Chanel. She's a lady that invented the black dress. She was born an orphan, and she started off with hats, and then she went into fashion. I like how she was always doing something different. Didn't just stick to one thing like hats, and started off as a poor orphan and ended up as like a fashion icon, leaving the greatest legacy. Like, thanks to her, we don't have to wear corsets. We can wear clothes that are comfortable. We can wear suits like men. I'm very new to applying for grants. This is the first grant I've ever applied for. Some funding helps for the transition to grow when your art's in demand. Like for myself, if I wanted to do textiles, if I wanted to print on fabric, nice fabric to make nice clothes, those are great ideas. I know I could do it, I just don't have the funding for it. I think that's when grants make sense. And when people like it, you feel like you're just in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. It's just uplifting.
My name is Eva Cho. 我嘅中文名呢就係叫做歐陽月華。since 我5歲幾6歲就跳舞，因為我家姐啊嗰啲都係中意跳舞唱歌，我啲兄弟姊妹。如果我哋屋企以前好即係好快樂嘅，我哋兄弟姊妹即係啲歌啊，啲家姐啊，即係會唱歌會彈琴。以前我係初嚟加拿大嗰時就係做呢個 waitress， 但係後來咧我就教跳舞。我跳個舞咧一般都係Chinese folk dancing 同埋呢個 traditional dancing。我都係好喜歡表演啊，即係如果有表演我都喜歡。我喺 Carnegie Community Centre 咧就係一開始佢哋知道我有啲跳舞 skill 咁樣，就問我可唔可以即係如果表演啊，即係有咩 party 喜慶啊，可唔可以表演？我可以咁。我覺得我都好榮幸，即係能夠批准咗我有走咗呢個Small Art Grant。我哋咧就用咗喺譬如我哋跳舞啦，即係用喺即係唔同嘅舞蹈唔同嘅服裝上邊，我哋去買啦。如果有啲買唔到嘅，因為喺度中國嗰啲服裝嗰啲買唔到咧，我就要買布自己買嚟做啦。Carnegie Community 有咩活動咧，我都多數去參加嘅。我算我都係好活躍，中意好動嘅人啊，我都係。
Hi, I'm Kara Walker. I'm an artist living in the downtown east side. I work on a project called Little Crescent Leather with my two sisters, Hannah and Aaliyah. We make a variety of handmade goods, mostly focusing on beading and leather craft. And we'd heard about a grant through Vancouver Foundation. And so we decided, well, let's give this a go. And we thought, let's put a group together. And me and Hannah were interested in leather, and let's maybe do a collaboration. And so that's how Little Crescent Leather started. My sister definitely has a bit more drive than I do. So when we get together, I find it inspiring and encouraging, and I need a bit of that push. And if I just start beading and I'm coming up with a design on the go, I find my favorite designs come out that way, and the ones I think with the most personality. I really like the physicality of my art, and with beading, it's lots of little movements to create these kind of tiny, intricate designs and patterns. And with leather, there's a lot of little movements, but there's a lot of big movements as well, and I really enjoy kind of mixing both of those mediums. In the downtown east side, as much as you see a lot of brokenness and people are hurting each other in this neighborhood, there is also so much vibrancy and so much relationship that goes on here. And art is one of the things that I have consistently seen throughout my entire childhood as something that brings people together. There's a part of me that wishes we lived in a world where creating was just as important and influential as having a full-time job. When I'm in a place where I'm not as distracted, running all over, working my 3 casual jobs and looking after my brother, and I need to not be so obsessed and concerned with the day-to-day workings of the world. That's often when I'm the most creative. This is a clearly good thing in my life and isn't just something for me and myself, but is actually a gift for other people as well.
If I had a superpower, it would be to remove a restriction that people have within themselves, that they're taught to be quite afraid of other people, and so that they would more naturally talk to each other about things they care about and things they need. And I think it would help develop community better.